fight on the landing ground.
Thank you for joining us. You are listening to A Radio, and this is The Morning Moment. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. This is an interview with Dr. James Mitchell, who is the gentleman who interrogated Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. He's talking about the evils of Muslim terrorists. He was talking to Martha MacCallum on The Story on Fox News last night, discussing the barbaric attack on innocent citizens in Spain. Now, the reason I did this piece is because I think it's very important that we talk about this in Canada. Listen to his words and let them be a warning to you in Canada and elsewhere. We ignore these words at our own personal peril. And to our on-the-surface weak and PC politicians in Canada, Canadians will not stand for this one-side distorted approach. Very much longer, that is. When we and everyone knows that it's only a matter of time before something like this barbaric act happens here in Canada. Your platitudes and your PC-ness will be swept away along with you, and drastic action will be taken. Because, Mr. Prime Minister, the people will demand it. Finally, next week I will be doing a piece on the silencing of the voices of dissent in Europe on social media. I urge you all to listen to this and take note, as our M103 is only a few weeks away, and ask yourself, do we really want this in Canada, or is it time for a vote of no confidence on this government before it's too late? That's next week, but here's today's clip, and I welcome your comments while you still can.
I think it's a horrible tragedy. It's a horrible tragedy brought about by people who have adopted the most hateful aspects of this radical Islamic ideology and have absolutely no regard for innocent life, none whatsoever. I think they need to be hunted down, and I know people say brought to justice, but I think America should focus on finding them and killing them.
You were involved in the interrogation in coming up with the enhanced interrogation techniques that were used on many of the top lieutenants, if I can call them that, who were involved in the 9/11 attacks and during the war on terror shortly after 9/11. 3 of those individuals, this is video that's just coming in of this operation, so we're going to keep an eye on it. This is live at 1:43 a.m. in Barcelona, Spain. So you believe very much that those tactics were useful and that they were effective. That case settled involving 3 individuals. But, you know, when you look at the ongoing fight here, Doctor, how does all of that inform your feeling on it?
My feelings on the fight? Well,
Yes.
I think one of the things that emboldens these folks is excessive political correctness. You know, I admire our religious freedom, and I don't think we should turn our backs on it. But one of the things Khalid Sheikh Mohammed told me was that our religious freedoms actually act as a cloaking device that allow them to move into our neighborhoods, to set up these enclaves, to put in place the precursors of radicalization in these terror attacks, to put in the support networks long before any laws are broken. And that our concerns about privacy and surveillance and political correctness all contribute to that. He views that as a gift from Allah, a gift from his God, that allows them to operate in our midst without being challenged. And that's one of the things that we're seeing. You know, he told me in 2004 and 2005 that low-tech, lone wolf or small network attacks were likely to be the wave of the future, because it was so difficult to mount and so expensive to mount these mass catastrophic attacks that you could bring Western democracies to their knees. Because remember, they're not targeting the military. They're not targeting our financial system. They're targeting the minds of citizens in Europe and the United States. And what they hope to do is to make us so frightened that when they ratchet up Sharia law in our midst, like your last guest was alluding to, that when they ratchet that up, we'll be so scared, we'll be so weary, we'll be so tired, that in the words of Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, we will expose our neck to them so that they can slaughter us.
You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com, where you can find links to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, Gab, and email. We are continuing to reach out to you, so please pass on the links. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. You can listen to all my morning moments on Spreaker.com under A Radio. That's EHRADIO, A Radio. And please click on the like button. At this time I have another exciting announcement to make. You can now find us on iHeartRadio under A Radio. And you can find all my podcasts and morning moments at aradio.wordpress.com. Click on the Morning Moments tab.